If you want to build an authentic life and a business you absolutely love that makes impact and money, then you should stay tuned. Hi, my name is Joanna, and I have been on this journey of creating the life of my dreams and especially a business that suits my personality, my traits, my talents. Yeah, I've done that. And I want to share with you my story, what I've learned along the story, and what you're going to continue to see from me. So, my journey started around 10 years ago when I was the first in my family who actually graduated from university. I have a bachelor's in international business, and as every migrant or working class child, I thought, yes, that's it. Like I made it, right? I found my first job in corporate. I absolutely didn't know what I wanted to do. So I just took the first job that was offered to me, and it was in finance. To be more exact, it was in accounting. So very quickly I realized that's not it. Even though in the beginning I was like super hyped, I thought I was so proud of myself, I could conquer the world, like I made it, I'm so happy, I had my car, I was living with my best friend at that time, like we had a great time, like I was feeling good in my body, I had a perfect like physique because throughout that bachelor thesis, like I worked out, I was super focused, and it ended in me getting the job. So I had that job, but I quickly realized like the people here, I don't want to spend time with them. And the job really didn't fulfill me at all. Like really like counting numbers, and that wasn't for me. So I knew there was more. And already at that time I followed Marie Forleo. I don't know if you know her, but she is an online life coach. And back then, like she really resonated with me. Like she was young, she was dynamic, and she was a life coach. And she said, like, you can live your dream and all of that. And I bought into that because I already knew like if I could pull this off, like being the first in my family to have a degree and to find a corporate job, like I can make my life my dream life. So not much later, I actually quit my job without a plan B because I didn't know what to do at all. And maybe you feel the same way where you're like, I know that there is more. I know that I want more. I want to find a way to create a life and a business that pays me while being happy and fulfilled, right? I will talk more about that in later episodes, but today I just want to reintroduce myself. So I quit my job and I just really said, I'm going to trust in God. I'm going to follow wherever life takes me. And I am going to look into the passions that I had for my whole life. And for me, it was always performing. I have been a natural performer since I was a child. Like my first passion was dancing. So I got back into the African community, and I started like helping out in terms of moderating and hosting women's conferences, youth conferences. I started dancing again, like African dance, and I just applied myself, and I thought, okay, let me give something, let me give something back to a community that I feel connected with, but also where I feel like I can actually really make an impact. But very fast I realized like that's not the impact that I actually want to make, and it doesn't pay. So I was digging deeper, and again, I'm taking you on that journey, and every step I hope that you can take something from it because it took time for me to get here. So I dig deeper and I thought like I want to make deeper impact. And what was that about for me? The next thought and the next journey that I took was into health. So I became a health coach. And prior to that, I actually joined an accelerator. Like it was part of the Social Impact Hub. Maybe you've heard about it. It's a worldwide organization where it's specifically about helping people create a business that was not solely based on profit, but actually on a social impact. And this is what resonated so much with me, like making money doing what you love, right? Like making money, creating a business that is profitable and not charity, but also solves a societal problem. I love the idea. I went through the coaching, I went through the accelerator, but I didn't end up pitching anything because I realized like there was more for me to learn in order to build a business. Said and done, I enrolled in becoming a holistic nutritionist. I dove head into it. I was part of the scene. Like I got to know all of the most famous like doctors and voices and nutritionists and practitioners of that field in Germany. I live in Germany still. And I was like inside the sweet spot, inside the bubble. I learned everything about vegan nutritionists, raw food, Ayurveda, and like colon therapy, anatomy, like everything. And I love it. Like that's the scientist in me. And I still apply those things to my life because I always understood I want to live a healthy life, a healthy foundation. Also informed by my immediate family. Like I saw my dad, he was suffering from many diseases, and I thought, how can I help him? Again, like that's the thread in my life. I always look around my life and think, how can I apply myself? How can I help? So seeing my dad, I knew I never wanted to end up like this, to be honest, and I needed to know more. So I went into that field head in. As I said, I ended up working for the institute that trained me, and then I ended up working in a retreat hotel. It was the same owner. They owned the academy and this retreat hotel. And with that story, I want to tell you that in even in my coaching, I always say take the first step. And what that means is put down the down payment, right? If the coaching program is like 5,000 euros and you don't have the 5,000 euros right now, I will still invite you to put down what you can right now, because that's exactly what I have always done to get me here. And stay tuned, I will tell you the whole story and where it got me, okay? So, as I said, even if you don't know the full scape of how to get to the result, do what you can from where you are with what you have, because that's what I've done, like intuitively, even before I knew that these were the principles of creating success. So I did that. I put down the down payment. And then, as I said, they hired me because I was just me. I'm very attentive. I can't keep an order and structure. I'm aware. Like I look at what needs to be done always, especially in the house and in the kitchen. Like that's just who I am. So they saw that. They asked me to work in the institute, and then they asked me to work at the hotel, as I said. Did it, perfect time. I loved it. As also yesterday, I saw a video of Tony Robbins and he said it again, and I 100% agree. The best way to learn something, really quickly learn something, is to immerse yourself in the experience, not just learn about it, but dive into it, right? Like get to know the people, get to know what's up, get to know the scene. This is what I did. So I was in it. I soaked up everything. I loved it so much. And I knew I wasn't done learning. I knew that's just the beginning of what I want to know and what I want to offer. So I prayed. I am a believer. I pray for guidance. And that's what I did. I prayed and I said, God, I know I'm not done. Like, I want to learn more. When the student is ready, the teacher appears, right? So that's exactly what happened. I saw my then soon to become mentor online. She hosted a webinar, and I thought that's what I want. So I dived into that again. I took again my last money. I invested it in a coaching program. I went through the coaching program and I thought that's exactly what I want to share with the world. That's amazing. So I ended up investing again. And I'm talking about this because I want you to know that you will need to take risks. Yeah. Financial risk, whatever. So I ended up investing my first five digit amount into my personal and professional development. I invested, I believe, 14,000 euro into becoming a certified dream builder coach. And that's what I still do. So if you really want support on finding out what it is that you truly want, I invite you to be part of the Dream Builder program. So I became a certified dream builder coach. I went to LA to get certified. It was a rigorous process. I continued to actually invest again to become a life mastery consultant. So I now have like more curriculum under my belt. So fast forward, I ended up almost investing like 100,000 euro into my personal and professional development with mentors, with coaches, with masterminds. I've done that. And it wasn't easy because in the beginning, like I was this still like young woman, young brown woman from Germany, now entering spaces in the US, rooms full of other mostly older white people who also invested like 30,000, 50,000 euros into their personal development. And for me, it was normal. Like I just followed my intuition. I just like followed and did it and knew it was going to work out. But then when it got real, I realized, okay, so this is where I am now. Interesting. So I don't really know. Is this my people? But yeah, these are my people. And when I came back to Germany and actually say, okay, like now I'm going to be a coach. I'm going to help other people to also realize their dreams. It was easy. I did it. I helped my mom. That was the next thing. I helped my mom with all of that I knew now, the nutritional knowledge and also the principles of building success. I I ignited the fire inside my mom to actually start her own. My mom has always been an amazing woman, very good. She was a supervisor in a leading position in her last job, and she's has always been good with money. So this is definitely what I learned from my mom. So many things I learned from my mom. Um, so I ignited her fire and we opened a vegan cafe. So taking all of my knowledge from the nutritional program and then my success principle program, and I helped my mom to establish her dream. She was the leader, definitely in that, but we did it together. And I'm so happy till this day that we got to do this together. What an amazing memory. Fast forward, we sold the cafe right before COVID. That's perfect. My mom is now living her best life, like not working anymore. And I continue to build my online coaching practice. I built an online coaching practice and I got to attract amazing people like right from the start, influencers, lawyers, rappers, dancers, artists, business people, founders, salespeople, like really high caliber people who exactly resonated with my target audience. I wanted to attract people who wanted to make money making an impact. And that's exactly the people that I got to serve. Then it got a little messy again because I had to learn that impatience is not a virtue, right? So I was impatient, I was alone, like I pulled this off all by myself, like this one person show. And it kind of collapsed because I joined another like personal and especially financial education online company, like these companies where you learn how to trade, where you invest in crypto, but there was also like this mindset aspect. And this is what I did. I taught the universal principles of success, and it was like juggling two things at the same time and it didn't really work. So kind of both collapsed. It was too much. big lesson that I learned is like, if you're hungry, don't overdo it, because it can really, yeah, make everything collapse, and that's not the goal, right? So that's what happened, and this is what I did. Let me quickly see. Okay. So my coaching business collapsed, and I fell into a hole for a short while, but then I got back up and I went back into corporate sales. So, as you know, I had my university degree, and I knew that I was good at sales just naturally. And I thought, okay, let me go back into a structure. I prepared my mind. I knew that this was the right decision, and I actually knew that I could learn a lot just by being in a like one focus thing. I had to just focus on this one thing. And actually, like, looking back, it was such an amazing school for me. Like, high performance, repetitive, like calls back to back, like 5 video calls every day, every day, every day. And I sold like renewable systems for homeowners, like solar panels for the whole house. And it was like, yeah, quite big business. Like, the systems were around like 50 to 70,000 euros. And this is where I realized, yeah, I'm capable of helping people make the decision to invest in their life, in their efficiency, quite on a high ticket level, because, yeah, like, I'm a sincere, I'm a real ethical seller. And this is what I could practice there. It was a good time, but it wasn't everything I wanted, because what I really want is to make a bigger impact and to work with people who also want to make a big impact, yeah, in their lives. That's just what I love. I love these deep, intimate relationships where I can really help you change your beliefs, change your mind, right? Change your habits, change your results. That's really who I am, and I'm claiming it, I'm owning it. So, left the job, then again, fell a little bit into a hole, lost my dad. My dad died in 2024, and this really changed my life. Like, it broke me open, as many teachers say. Like, it broke me open, it broke my heart. But it also reminded me that I wasn't like a superhuman, and I can't do everything on my own. Like, it was so healing to be part of a community, especially, like, my dad was from Ghana. So the whole funeral process was like the Ghanaian way, the rituals there. And this was actually the first time where I really felt like being part of the Ghanaian culture, even though I've attended like outdoorings and weddings and things. But this was real, like real, real. And just being seen, like vulnerable, crying, not holding myself back, not pretending to be tough, like just really being a hurt human. Like, it just helped me to, yeah, ground myself again, really assess what is important. Even though I was obsessed before and I'm still obsessed, like, there's still balance in my life now, like relationship with my family, and doing what I love to do. So, yeah, it was a time that changed me. It matured me. It really matured me. So it took a while for me to get back up on my feet. But then after that year, I decided to jump back into the game and like completely switch it up. And this is where I moved. Like, I moved to a different city. This is where I am now. and I changed jobs again. It was a little bit more time needed for me to like pay off debt. This is also what I've been through. Not like I'm coming out fully. Like I in 2024, not only did my dad die, but I was like faced with a massive financial backlash, let's call it that, from the years where my business was actually thriving. So I didn't save money because I I needed the money. Like it was ignorant, but yeah, it was what it is. So I almost had to pay like 25,000 euros and like back to the tax office, and I couldn't. So yeah, I thought, okay, let me get back and rebuild my confidence. I have to say I really had to do that after like the business collapse and then my dad and all of that. I wasn't ready to build up my business again. So I had to, yeah, find another job, and I did. I moved to a different city, and I, yeah, got back into like a governmental job as a coach as well. And then the last job that I had now leading into this part or area or era of my life was I continue to work in sales. Of course, that's always my field of excellence, not my field of genius, but my field of excellence. And I worked for Uber Eats. So it's a global brand. I think you all know it. It was a privilege to be working for them. I got to know another business that is really like innovative in terms of leadership and the values and the work ethic and the pace. So all of the things were very, very valuable. And now I decided it's the time. This is the year to actually build my online brand, to share my story, and to write a new story. That's ultimately why I'm releasing the old story. Like everything I shared with you that happened in the past 10 years, and this has changed me, right? I am no longer like only the nutritionist or the business owner or the life coach or yeah, the one who has worked with influencers and all of that. I'm all of that plus like this new emerging version of myself. And one part of that is I want to be present online. I declare it. I want to build an online presence. I want to take you on the journey. I ultimately want to create value. I want to connect. I want to make money. And I want to leave something that is authentic to me. And I want to, yeah, help people along the way. So if you're here and you watch this until the end, you're probably my person. So let me see if I forgot something because I made a few notes, and I definitely want to finish off this video with like everything poured out. So, yeah, okay. So, the last thing that I wanted to share, as I said, like I'm no longer that person only, but one thing that I have learned, and that is the ultimate wrap up of everything that I've learned, is being this person that I was, the seeker. Let's call it that, right? I was the seeker. I wanted to grow. I wanted to learn. I wanted to challenge. I took risks. I invested. I failed. I got back up. I went back into this high performing job, all of that. I I got to know people really. Like now I have a very balanced way of seeing people. People have, we all, yeah, have a dark side. The more human part, the more primal parts, yeah. And if we decide and if we dedicate ourselves to working on ourselves, in terms of our mindset, in terms of our vices, maybe even like greed, envy, backstabbing nature, like all of the dark things, right? We can become better humans. And this is ultimately what my deep work is about. And I'm still going to continue to coach because I love it. I see it as valuable, and it's going to change everybody's life who actually decide to invest in it. But I've also realized that many people don't do the work. So I'm definitely going to be sprinkling a little bit of savage human nature advice into my content as well. So, yeah, with that being said, I invite you to this journey. I invite you to also be the person who is also opening up her new era, because we are in this year one of the fire horse, and this year is all about new beginnings, about a new era, and also, yeah, being very authentic, very aligned with who you've become now. No longer identifying with the old version, but who are you now? What story are you telling? What values do you have, right? What impact do you want to have? And just being very aligned with who you truly are. So, yeah, that's it. With that being said, welcome to this journey, and I'm here for it. That's all I can say. So, I'm sending you much love, and see you next time. Bye.